Oh, look who filled out their March Madness bracket. Look at you! You spent the last 4 days learning everything you can about the teams in the tournament, like their names, where they're actually from. Now you're ready to beat all your friends and win that $1 million prize.
Probably not. Definitely not. Not even close.
I want to be perfectly clear. The NCAA March Madness tournament is the greatest postseason tournament in American sports. It has everything that American fans want from a sporting event.
Every conference, therefore the entire country represented. Drama, multiple cities where they play, upsets, underdogs, drunken fans who believe way too much in their own team, Twitter fights, real fights, pressure only a single elimination tournament can create. Madness!
March Madness is an event. It's 3+ weeks of amazing basketball that ends with an undisputed champion. Filling out my bracket is one of the favorite things that I do all year long. Going through an endless array of teams, scenarios, and matchups. Who's going down? Who makes it to the end? Look, I get it. Everyone has their reasons for picking the teams that they did.
They can get to the basket at will. Best backcourt, period. They can rain threes at any time. Best front court, period. They are going to control the paint. Their guard play is insane. They are going to full court press the crap out of them.
But is it really madness? The lowest seed to ever actually win the national championship was Villanova in 1985. They were an 8 seed. 8. That's the lowest. And I know what you're thinking. Paul, UConn did it as a 7 seed. UConn, one of the most storied programs in college basketball. The UConn team led by then Player of the Year Kemba Walker, winning 5 games in 5 days in the Big East when it was a good conference, UConn Huskies. Those UConn Huskies? Yeah, that's a compelling argument. They definitely shouldn't have been seeded any higher than 7. Out of a field of 64 teams...
Sorry, playing games. No one cares. You weren't around when Nova won it in 85.
Having an 8 seed be the lowest to win it all is not very low. In fact, it's in the top half of seeding. Now, there have been some wonderful Cinderella stories. LSU, VCU, and George Mason all made the Final Four as an 11 seed. That's fantastic. Winning your region as an 11 seed. Now you get to go to the Final Four. And those fantastic perks that come with it.
You get your school's logo on the shirt, and you get to play in a venue that isn't made for basketball.
But your goal is to win the tournament, not just go to the Final Four. No one remembers the Final Four. People remember the winner. And that's just not going to happen as a low-seeded mid-major.
Butler was so close that year. I wanted it so bad. Don't sweat it, Gordon. You're still my boy. Get the Jazz there. We got this.
Every year, there's crazy upsets, and you all have fantastic formulas on how to pick when and how those are going to happen.
They shouldn't be ranked 11. 112 seed always makes it through. A 10 versus 7 is more of a coin flip than a 9 over an 8. And if you dare pick the favorite, chalk, and awe. Chaka Khan.
Even if you pick an upset correctly, my question is this. What happens after that? Middle Tennessee took out Michigan State last year and destroyed my bracket. I had them in the final game.
Izzo!
Oh my gosh. How did they do that? More importantly, how did they do after that?
Out the next round.
Syracuse thumped them by 25. Middle Tennessee didn't replace Michigan State in the Final Four. They just made it easier for Syracuse to get to the Final Four. Who, by the way, as a 10 seed, got destroyed by 18 by North Carolina. A 1 seed.
Chalk!
I'm telling you, it's chalk every time. Chalk, chalk, chalk.
Chalk!
You need to win 6 games to take home the championship. 4 to make it to the Final Four. As a 15 seed, you have to beat a 2 seed, a 7 or a 10, the 3 seed, then 1 seed, 1 seed, 1 seed.
That is never going to happen.
I would argue the number 1 seeded team couldn't run that gauntlet. It's just too hard for any one team to do, let alone a lower mid-major that hasn't seen any of those teams all year long. And I know some of you are like, well, they're not going to have to play that hard of a road. Probably not. Let's soften it up a little bit and say they have a 4 and a 2 in place of the 2 other 1 seeds. That still puts you at a 2 seed, 10 seed, 3 seed, 1 seed, 4 seed, 2 seed.
Good luck with that.
I'm not buying it. Not even if it's on sale. The only way true madness would reign is if all 15 seeds won opening weekend. and a couple of 16s. Oh my gosh. Your 2 seed is out, but there's 3 other 2 seeds out there. Another one just takes its place. That's how the tournament works. I had a number 2 seed winning it all last year. I just had the wrong one. The problem is no one else is going to overlook that 15, 14, or 13 seed after that amazing upset, and the run is over just as fast as it began. It's the way the tournament works. And I'm okay with it because at the end, the best team wins. Only the best can make it through that 6 tournament-worthy team gauntlet that we just went over. But is it madness? Not quite. If we're going to call it March Madness, well then let madness reign!
Put all the mid-majors in the same bracket. This will guarantee that one of them makes the Final Four every year. Now we're cooking with gas. Make all the 1s play 2s in the first round. Put teams ranked 1 through 16 in one region. Now that's a bracket. You want a 16 beating a 1 seed? That is how you get it.
People complain that some of the bigger games happen too early in the tournament, like when Kentucky had to play Indiana in the first weekend. That should really be an Elite 8 game. Why? It's not like we're actually bound by regions in any of these brackets. UCLA and Minnesota are officially Southern teams now, and Florida State has moved out west. Wait, what? If regions matter, then put Duke and UNC in the same bracket.
They're from the same state, after all.
It's a game we want to see. Who cares when it happens?
Money, Paul. Money.
Advertise it better, morons. We will watch a Duke North Carolina playoff game every time. Doesn't matter when you slate them in the tournament. Why do you put them at opposite ends of the bracket just hoping that there's going to be a magical scenario where they both make it to the final game? That's never going to happen. We want to see the matchups. If you're the best, play anyone, anytime. Don't complain about when you play them. The 14s aren't.
It's not that hard.
Look, the tournament is amazing, but it's far from madness. What we're all calling madness, the tournament creators are calling the status quo. So have fun, make your picks, talk some trash. But until something changes, chalk is pretty much permanent marker. My name is Paul Sheffield, and this is the Poor Sport Report.
No, Gordon, you're still bye boy.
That's so bad. Oh my God.
You don't have to say it word for word.